here. I am going to be recording today's webinar, so if you either missed it or if you have somebody else on your firm that you want to be able to listen to it, I am going to be recording it, so I'll have this recording out for you either later today or probably most likely tomorrow morning. But what I want to sort of start with is talking about the client dashboard. As a Build Your Firm website client, you're getting more than just a website with us. You're getting access to the client dashboard. And what this is really just your one-stop shop for all of the tools and features that come with your website. And that's why I want to sort of start here, because it's basically a jumping off point for all of the tools inside of this sort of marketing suite that you get with your website. It's where they all live. And it's really just designed to help you market your practice and run things a lot more smoothly. In today's webinar, like I said, we're going to go over a lot of the features that are available here in the in the client dashboard, so that you can start taking advantage of this suite of tools, resources, and applications. Now, if the dashboard is completely news to you and you've never been in it before, you can access it by going to buildyourfirm.com/resources. If you've never been in here, you can get your login credentials from your website consultant. You would have gotten it when your website went live. You can always just get it if you've misplaced them or you don't know what they are. You can always just contact us here at the web team and we can get them for you as well. But I want to just walk you through a quick little demo of this client dashboard in case you haven't been in here before, or in case it's been a while since you've been into the client dashboard. So I'm going to pop the dashboard up here on your screen. When you first log in, this is what it's going to look like for you. And if I scroll down just a little bit, I'm going to be presented with basically three main menus of tools, features, applications. The menu all the way over to the left is going to be your website menu, and this is where you can come for support and help videos on all things pertaining to your website directly and your hosting. So things like email, website analytics. You can even see down at the very bottom, third option, there's even a webinar library that we recently installed where you can watch all past webinars that we've taught on a range of topics. The next menu is the two columns in the menu in the middle, and that is the lead generation menu. And these are all the things that are designed to help you generate more leads online. You have things like your content library, the newsletter tool, resources on reputation management, and so on. And I'm going to be going over these a little bit more in today's webinar, but I just kind of wanted to give you a brief overview of where it all is. And then the final menu is the tools menu, which includes tools like your secure file sharing tool as well as BizPayo. And then while we're in here, just so you know, because I find that a lot of our clients don't always know where this is, and so while I have you on the line, I will just show you a little bit further down. There's also some support buttons inside of your client dashboard as well for common things like requesting changes to your website, updating your payment information, opening like tech trouble tickets, and so on. So today we're really going to focus on the tools and the lead generation items that are available from these top three menus, like I said. So we'll sort of get started here, but I actually want to ask you guys a quick poll question first, just to get an idea of who I have listening. So I'm going to put a question up on your screen, and I want you to answer all of the questions, choose all of the answers that apply to you. So you can choose multiple answers, but just give me an idea here of which of the tools you're currently using, or if you've never used any of them, that's fine. So I'll just give you a second. Like I said, choose all that apply. If you're using multiple of them, feel free to choose multiple. I'll give you just a second here to get in your answers. All right, it looks like most people have gotten their answers in. I'm going to give you about 5 more seconds here, and I'm going to close it. I'll actually share the results with you, just because I always think it's interesting to see where everyone is. I'm just going to show you the percentages. It's not going to show who chose what. But it's helpful for me also to just know, who's listening and who's used certain tools and who hasn't. So it looks like a good portion of you that are joining today have never been in the dashboard before. So that's great for me to know, and it's also just good, for definitely for you, because we're going to be going over a lot of the tools that are available in that dashboard. So again, like I said, everyone has access to this client dashboard no matter what type of website you have with us. And if you don't have access into it, feel free to just contact us at the web team and we can get you in. But it looks like we also have some people who have been using the tools. That's good. We've got about 40% of you have used the newsletter tool, some of you using Protected Exchange, some people using BizPayo, which is really great. And then the content library, not too many people have used that one, so I definitely will be showing you that today. It's definitely one of the newer features to some of the tools, so I'm not surprised that a lot of you haven't seen it. But what I want to sort of start with, the first set of tools and features I want to start with is a set of tools that are part of your marketing suite that were really designed to assist with the lead generation for your firm, to make content marketing for your firm a lot easier. If you don't know what content marketing is, essentially it is, this is sort of the official definition of content marketing. It means that it is the strategic marketing tactic that's focused on distributing valuable, relevant content to attract a target audience. Now, the easier way to think about this, the way that I really like to think about content marketing, is it's really just about increasing your online reach. So you have a website with us. Obviously, if you're here, you're part of this webinar. It was only for Build Your Firm website clients, so you have a website with us. But content marketing is about doing more than just that to support it. So you're doing things like claiming your local listings like Yelp and Google Business. You're taking time to get online reviews. You're writing, maybe writing in a blog. You're taking time to grow presence on LinkedIn. You're posting regular content out to social media, out to LinkedIn, that's valuable and relevant to what you do. Essentially, you're just growing your presence online and increasing the amount of places that potential clients can find you. And then when they do find you, they see that you're offering valuable content, expert services, and you're someone that they can really trust. They're not just seeing a profile on Google that has no pictures, no reviews, no information. That doesn't really give them anything. So you're really taking the time to just expand your reach and fill in all of these places that people might go to find you. Now, the reason that we know that content marketing works for accountants is not only because we've done legwork with a lot of our clients and seen the results, but we also understand what it takes to be successful getting found online. We know that over 80% of people turn to the internet to find professional services. We also know that many accounting firms fail to capture those new leads because they're struggling to break through the clutter and to sort of get found online, which I'm sure is part of the reason why you're listening to today's webinar. So certainly having a website with Build Your Firm is a great step. It's a great thing that you can do, because what we do at Build Your Firm for our websites that a lot of other website providers don't do is that we employ powerful SEO to help you rank higher in search engines, which is just going to make it a lot easier for you to get found. But when you combined a search engine optimized website with content marketing, it's really a key to getting even more leads from the internet. So the real benefits of using content marketing is that you're going to increase your visibility to your target audience. You're going to build a positive online reputation as an expert. You're going to help improve your SEO for your firm, because your name and website information is going to be on a lot more in a lot more places. You're going to be, on Google Business. You're going to be on Yelp. You're going to be putting out valuable content. And really, you're just building trust, authority, and loyalty using this content by putting out valuable content. So I know all this sounds really good, but I also know what a lot of you might be thinking or feeling right now, and that's probably a little bit overwhelmed. right? You're hearing me say things like Google Business and social media and blogging and sending newsletters, and it can all really start to feel a little bit overwhelming. It can feel like a lot to do. You can see this list of things that I just put on the side here, all things that you definitely should be doing. But it's a little overwhelming, right? It's a lot of things to do, and it starts to feel like one more thing on your never-ending to-do list. Especially this time of year, I know you're gearing up for tax season. Like, the last thing you want is one more of these little Post-its on this wall. So I want to talk about how your marketing suite, how the client dashboard can help you make this all feel a little bit more manageable, a little bit easier, and how to make it just feel a lot less overwhelming for you. So when it comes to your content marketing, there's basically two routes that you can choose to take. The first one is to outsource it, and the second one is to do it yourself. So just a comparison between the two, if you want to outsource your content marketing, it can be a little bit expensive. It's definitely more expensive than if you just do it yourself. As you know, it's a more pricey option. Do it yourself is totally free. You're doing it. If you're outsourcing it to somebody else, you are going to be paying for it. There's always the worry that if you outsource it to some sort of general marketing firm, that they might not understand your industry. They don't understand your firm and your services. Some of the benefits are that outsourcing it is really hands-off. You don't have to worry about it. It ensures consistency and that it's being completed. Sometimes when we decide to go the DIY route, we're really gung-ho about it for a month or two, and then we forget about it. When you outsource it, you know it's getting done every single month, every single week. And it ensures that it's being done correctly because you're outsourcing it to somebody who knows what they're doing. The DIY route, obviously, is the affordable option. It allows you to really personalize it. You're the one who knows your firm best. You know your services best. But some of the downfalls are that it takes your time, or it takes somebody's time on your firm if it's not yours. And it can be confusing. You're an accountant. You're not an internet marketer. So it can be a little confusing. Every single platform is a new platform to learn. Now, if you do decide to go the DIY route, build your firm's client dashboard, that sort of marketing suite can really help. So that's what I want to cover now. As we sort of briefly previewed, when it comes to the content, when it comes to your client dashboard, there's a lot of things in there that can make this a little bit easier if you decide you want to do it yourself. It does come with access. The client dashboard comes with access to the newsletter tool, which is going to allow you to set up recurring newsletters that are going to send out valuable content automatically. Part of that content marketing, you're sending out valuable content. You will have access to what's called the social media posting wizard. This is inside of the content library, which allows you to post content out to your social medias. The content library has about 400 accounting and tax related articles for you to use across your newsletter, to send out to social media, post to LinkedIn, put on your blog. And then we also have helpful guides in there that walk you through getting set up on local listings like Google and Yelp, which is going to make the process a little simpler. For somebody like myself, I set people up on Google Business all the time, so it's really easy. But if you're doing it yourself, you've probably never done it before. So these helpful guides will make it a lot easier and just sort of show you the steps of what to go through. So I want to walk you through each of these tools really briefly, since they are all available to you. Since so many of you told me that you've never even been in the dashboard before, I want to sort of show you the tools that are available and how they can help you tackle some of these tasks that we talked about and make it just a lot easier. We've tried to make everything timely, quick for you, easy to use, so that it's not taking a lot of your time. So let's start by taking a look at the newsletter tool. This is available, as well as all of the tools we're going to be talking about, from your client dashboard. And it's under the menu of lead generation. And basically, it's a fully functional email newsletter tool. If you've never used it, you can access it right here from the client dashboard by just clicking newsletter dashboard. It's available to all of our clients. You'll be automatically logged in. You don't need a special login to use it. Once you're inside the newsletter dashboard, you're going to be able to access everything that you would need to start setting up to start setting up email newsletters. So you have your mailing lists, which is up here at the top. Sorry, I've got this big red box here. We're talking about this mailing list right here in the top menu. This is where you would come in to create your mailing list categories, to import your mailing list from an Excel file, and to update all of your mailing list recipients. And then once you have your mailing lists in here, you can start sending newsletters out to your clients. And there's a couple of options of how you can send to them to make it easy for you. The first one is the send once option, which is right here. The send once allows you to set up an email that's only going to send out one time. This is really good for crafting newsletters about things that are sort of timely information, maybe tax laws, informing clients about due dates, timely information like that you really just need to send out one time. And you can schedule these to go out right now, or you can schedule them to go out at any day in the future. The next option is the recurring option. This is the one that our clients really seem to like because it's a little bit more of a set it and forget it sort of deal. You can come in to the recurring. You just need to come in one time. Once you have your mailing list imported in here, you just choose the categories of articles you want the system to send for you. Set a schedule that you want. You get to choose your schedule. And then the system's going to automatically send newsletters out to your mailing list for you. So this one, it's really just come in one time, get it set up, and then you have newsletters going out for you. And they include articles from the content library. You don't need to come up with the content. You don't need to write anything. It's all in there for you. And then the system even has these special occasions, which is the one that's had this big red box on it here the whole time. I always like to point this out just because we do have lots of clients who enjoy using it and they don't realize it's available inside their newsletter dashboard. But it's basically holiday and special occasion greetings, things like New Year's, Independence Day, Thanksgiving. There's also generic ones like thank yous and congratulations. But you can really pick and choose the ones that work for you. But when your newsletter sends out, it's going to take whatever content you've decided to put in there, and it's going to send it out in something that looks sort of like this. Some of the features for the newsletter you can sort of see are listed here. It's going to be branded with your logo. You have the option to add all of your own text if you want. I get lots of questions like, can I insert my own pictures? Can I embed videos? And you can do all of those things. You can have your own social media integration at the bottom, so you can have your LinkedIn icon, Twitter icon. You can create a custom bottom menu to send people to different links on your website. And of course, right there in the middle, you can select from over 400 pre-written accounting and tax articles. These are written for you, available to you as a Build Your Firm client. You don't need to come up with it. And all of those articles are going to send people to your website to read them. So it's driving traffic right to your site where all of your information, your contact information, your call to actions are. So that's sort of an example of what the newsletter looks like. And a newsletter is just a really key piece to content marketing because you're getting valuable information out to your clients on a really regular and scheduled basis. And you're sort of, you're increasing that reach and you're displaying your authority and your expertise in the field. So the next tool I want to talk about that sort of ties into the newsletter tool is the content library. So the content library, obviously, I sort of mentioned it here on the newsletter screen because you can embed the articles from the content library into your newsletter, but you also have access to use them in different ways as well. You can use them beyond just the newsletter tool. So when you come into your client dashboard, the box right next to the newsletter system is going to be the content library. And like I said, this is about 400 accounting and tax articles, and they're organized into 9 different categories, which you can see here on the screen. You can always search. There's a search function on this screen where you can search for a specific article. Maybe you're looking for something specifically, about a certain topic. So then maybe like year-end taxes or what have you. You can search for an article on a specific topic, or you can drill down by one of these categories if you want as well. We organize them by categories just to make it easier for you to sort of find the content that makes sense for your firm and for your clients. So once you choose a category or you've done a search, you're going to see a list of a bunch of articles that are available to you. And then you have some actions that you can take with them. So if we take a look at the screen here, let's just take the first one here as an option. We have the article, 3 Ways to Make the Most of Your Fundraising. I can always view this article. The view link right here is going to actually take me to my website, or in your case, if you're looking at it, it's going to take you to your website where you can read that article in its entirety, or you can grab a link that's going to send people directly to your website to read that article. The next thing you'll see are the 3 social media posting icons. This is going to allow you in one click to just share this article out to your social media. So if you click the Facebook icon, it's going to pop up a Facebook share screen, which is going to allow you to post this to your Facebook page. Same with LinkedIn. It's going to pop up your LinkedIn sharing button, and you can share this right out to your LinkedIn. And then same with Twitter. I've had some questions before, like if you have to log into your social medias via the content library, and you don't have to do that. We make it really simple. It's just going to be a simple share, like a modal, a pop-up, just sort of like another screen opens, and then it shares right out to your social media. If you're not already logged in, it just prompts you to do it at that point. So it's really, really simple. The final option that we have that I always like to point out is we actually also offer the HTML version of all of these articles, which is basically just so that you can copy the entirety of the article and post it into a blog. We do have a lot of our clients who want to do some blogging, or they maybe have a blog, but they struggle to come up with all of the content, especially on a really regular basis. So we provide all of these articles to you in HTML version so that you can also post them to your blog, which is going to save you a lot of time. You can either just take the post completely and put it in your blog that way, or a lot of our clients will like to use it as a starting off point and maybe just add a little intro and outro at the end, maybe a call to action just to make it feel a little bit more personable. But it is available for you to use in that method. So it's really helping you meet a lot of those content marketing pieces that can be really helpful for you. Blogging is a great thing for content marketing, and definitely posting valuable content out to your social media profiles that you're using, especially places like LinkedIn, which is a very professional social media platform to be using. So that's sort of where the content library is. Since a lot of you said you didn't know it was there, you had never used it. It's not just available from the newsletter. You can also use it to do a lot of other things like you have here. The next thing that I wanted to sort of point out in your client dashboard that you have is the reputation management box. I think a lot of our clients miss this box, but basically what it is it's just quick guides to help you get set up on Yelp and Google Business. And it also talks a little bit, there's some articles and a webinar in there that talk about the importance of local listings. And when I say local listings, all I really mean are things like Yelp and Google Business. All of these tools and resources are, available right inside the client dashboard when your website first goes live. If your website went live recently, you probably got a big checklist of things that we suggest you do. Get set up on Google, get set up on Yelp, and so the reputation management box is just a nice place to come to sort of get really quick little guides on how to walk yourself through getting these set up for the first time. So like I said, all of these tools, all of these resources are available to you as a website client. They enable you to sort of do it yourself for your content marketing with a really simple newsletter tool. It's really easy to use. You can just set it up to sort of be done recurring. It's a set it and forget it sort of thing if you want it to be. There's high quality articles in there. We refresh those articles every year. We keep them up to date, and we review them, and we make sure that they're valuable articles and they match the sort of services that you'd be providing. And then, of course, we have the simple one-click shares to social media. Now, if the DIY route isn't for you, if you're somebody who would prefer to outsource your content marketing, you don't want to have to take care of it, we can also help you there too. So I just wanted to mention that really quick. We do offer outsourced Content marketing in a box is sort of what the tool is called. So we do have a lot of clients who are like, you know what, this is all great. I could do it myself. The tool's really great, but I really just don't have the time, or I'd rather somebody else do it. So our content marketing in a box program basically will take over all of this content marketing for you, and we basically do it all for you. So you can see all the stuff up on your screen here that we would take over for you. We get you set up on all of your local listings, on Google Business, on Yelp. We push you out to other important local listing sites like Yellow Pages, Foursquare, mapping services like Google Maps and Siri. We install a Leave Us a Review page on your website. We coach you on how to get more reviews. We develop and optimize your LinkedIn profiles. We post to your LinkedIn. We install a blog. We post to your blog. We do all of this stuff, installing Google Analytics to monitor the progress, and as well as providing sort of one-on-one coaching on any of the social media or content marketing stuff that you would need. So if you are interested in learning more about Content Marketing in a Box, I will send you all a link to learn a little bit more and download sort of like a helpful guide about it after today's webinar. But I did want to let you know that it is here and available to you. I talk to a lot of clients who sometimes are just like, you know what, I want somebody else to do it for me, and that's fine too. Content marketing, like I said, you can go one route or the other. Either do it yourself or have someone else do it for you. But the nice thing about the Content Marketing in a Box that we do is, as I'm sure you all know, we only work in the accounting industry. So we really understand, sort of your unique needs as well as your services, which is great. So at this point, I want to showcase two other tools that are part of your client dashboard suite that are available to you as website subscribers. And if you're not already taking advantage of these final tools, you really should consider it, because it's going to save your firm a lot of time and possibly money, especially in the upcoming tax season. These are two tools that we talked about in yesterday's webinar. Like I said, I know we have a handful of you who joined us from yesterday's webinar, but it is going to be, I will make it a little bit different for you. But the first tool is Protected Exchange, which is a secure file sharing tool that comes with your website. It's not an additional fee. You don't need to pay extra for it. As an accounting firm, having a method for sending files securely is really a vital tool. In the course of your services, you're gathering all sorts of pieces of sensitive data from your clients, like financial information, tax identification numbers, other crucial sensitive data. So it's really important that you're maintaining control over the transfer of this data to ensure that your client's confidential information is not getting compromised. And the best way to do this is to send your files securely. You want to send your files in a way that you know they're being sent safely using some type of file sharing software. You want something that's using proper encryption, compliance capabilities, and activity reports that are going to allow you to track everything that happens in the system. So actually at this point, I'm going to put one more poll question up on the screen just to get an idea. If you could just let me know, how are you currently sending files to your clients? How are you planning to send files out to your clients during tax season? I'll give you about a minute here to just get your answers in. Looks like most people have got their answers in. I'll give you 3 more seconds here in case anyone hasn't, and then I'll go ahead and close this. And just so you can take a look at it, it looks like we've got people sort of cut right down the center 3 different ways. We have some people say they're using just email to send their files. A good handful of you using Protected Exchange already, that's great. And then some other people who have another file sharing tool that they know is a secure method, which is really good. I just want to note briefly for email. Email is certainly fine for normal correspondence, but as far as like a secure method for sending files, it's not the really best practice for sending files that have sensitive data in them. Since email is not encrypted, it hits multiple servers. It can really be a place that sensitive files can get essentially hacked. It's not really a safe place to put sensitive data. And that's why we offer Protected Exchange to you as a website subscriber. Like I said, this is not an additional fee. It's something that we offer free to you as a website client. And what Protected Exchange does is it's a really simple, easy to use tool for you and your clients to send files securely so that you can have the peace of mind knowing that you're sending this sensitive data in a really secure method. So Protected Exchange uses 256-bit encryption. This is bank grade encryption. This is the same standard used by the US government, which means that your files are being sent in a safe and secure manner. Like I mentioned, email is not encrypted, so you don't have any of that security in place. It's SOX and Gramm-Leach-Bliley compliant. It's also compliant with HIPAA, and the Protected Exchange program also has an audit trail capability, which means that you will always have a running record of everything that happens in the system. You don't only know just when files are uploaded, but you get information about when files were downloaded, who downloaded them, who uploaded them, who deleted them, and so on. So you'll always have the audit trail to know everything that's happening with these files, which can be something that is really important and often something that you end up needing. So just like with the newsletter tool, to get to Protected Exchange, you go right into your client dashboard, and it's under the options of tools. Protected Exchange login is the link that you'll see right at the top, and that's going to take you to your own unique login screen. When you're logged into the dashboard, it'll take you, it knows to take you to your own login screen to log into Protected Exchange. And then you can get into the system, and actually I'm going to log into one of our demo accounts just so you can see what it looks like. Since some of you are not currently using Protected Exchange, I can let you see how it looks. So we'll go ahead and log into this account. This is just a demo account that we use. But the system allows you to add multiple users if you want to add some staff or some employees to the system to use it. And then you can upload all of your clients to use the system as well. And then sending files to your clients is really easy. Like I said, when we built Protected Exchange, our first goal was to make sure that it was going to be secure and compliant, because we know how important that is to you and your industry. And the second thing we wanted to make sure was that it was really simple. We didn't want it to be hard for you to learn, and we didn't want it to be hard for your clients to learn. So it's really simple. Just click the big red orange send a file button, and then you would click to choose one or multiple files, just like you were uploading to anything, sending to email. So let's go out here. We'll choose a file. You can give the file a title if you want to let the person know what it's about. Maybe this is a tax return. Totally optional. You don't need to put this stuff in if you don't want to. And then you simply choose who you want to send to. So you would have all of your clients and recipients in here, and you choose who you're going to send to. And then the system even allows you to personalize it to make it a little bit simpler for you. You certainly can just go ahead and hit upload now and send this out as a default message. It's going to email John Parker and say, ABC Advisory has uploaded a file to you. Go ahead and click here to log in and download it. You also have the option to add a custom message, which is something that a lot of our clients have really been enjoying, because you can add more information about the file to send right along with the file. So you can add things in like instructions. Maybe I need this client I want them to download it, sign it, and send it back to me. And then I also need them, to make sure to, click my BizPayo link to make payment to me as well. So instead of, it really saves me another email or another phone call. I can just put all of the information about this file right in here and send it right along with the file. And then I would just hit upload, and this file would get sent off to John Parker. He'd get notified that that I have sent a file to him, and everything would sort of be taken care of. And if he uploaded back to me, I'd get an email letting me know that he sent a file back to me. So simple system to use, available to you if you're not already using it. You probably already have an account, even though even if you've never used it, we probably have set you up for an account. But feel free to just email us at the web team or give us a call and we can get you access into Protected Exchange if you haven't used it before. If you're coming in for the first time, the last thing I'll mention here before we move on to our last tool is just, I always suggest you come right over to this help section the first time you come into Protected Exchange. And there's 5 really short videos. I think they're each maybe 30 or 60 seconds long. That's just going to walk you through everything you need to know. It's a really easy to use tool. Take about 5 minutes to watch these 5 videos, and then you'll be pretty good to go on how to use it. You'll feel comfortable getting ready to send files securely. So the final tool I want to move on to now is BizPayo. So let me get that up on your screen here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the final tool I want to talk about that's available through your client dashboard, available to you as a website client, is BizPayo. BizPayo stands for Business Payments Online, and it's essentially just a tool that's going to allow you to get paid electronically. It was built for accountants. We actually built it originally for Alan Ratafia, the president of Build Your Firm. He's also a practicing CPA in the state of New York. He wanted a way to get paid online, electronically, because he wanted to get paid a lot quicker. Getting paid electronically is a lot faster than getting paid by paper checks, but he didn't want to have to pay all of the processing fees of accepting credit cards. And so we built this tool that allowed him to use an upcharge technology to get paid essentially at $0 net cost. And he started using it in his practice, worked really great for him. They really enjoyed it, and so we decided to roll it out as a tool to be available to all of our clients as well. So the way that it works is when you become a BizPayo client, you get your own unique secure payment page, sort of like the one that you see on your screen here. It's just a simple page. It's going to be branded for you. It's where your customers will click to come to pay you. So you'll have a link on your website, put a link in your email signature that says click here to pay us, and it's going to bring people right into a page that looks like this. And essentially they're going to have 2 options of how they can make payment to you. The first option is going to be to pay you by e-check, which specifically is going to state that there is no fee. And this is important because it clearly outlines that there's a couple of options on how to pay, right? First, we have e-check, no fee. The next option is to pay by charge card, and this has a fee associated with it. This fee is a fee that you put in. You control this fee as the BizPayo user. The dashboard allows you to set this to be whatever you want. Well, you can put in a percentage of 0 to 4%, and that's according to the rules and regulations of the payment processing fee industry. You can go as high as 4%. It also allows you to put in a fixed fee dollar amount, such as $15. You can also choose for it to be $0, in which case your customers would pay $0. You can totally, control that. But the point is, your customers come into this page and they always see a free option for how to pay you, or if they want to pay by charge card, they opt to pay for the fee. Essentially, it's just a really simple and easy way for clients to make payments to you online without having to pay the cost of charge cards. So it's very quick and very inexpensive. The way that it works, the way that the upcharge technology that I was talking about works, is that you're paying a fixed 2.99% to the third-party processors for charge cards. That is a fixed fee that we have worked really hard to get. It is for MasterCard, Amex, Discover, what am I missing? Visa, Diners, it's for all of them. So it accepts all of the credit cards, and it's a fixed 2.99%. You would then recover, ideally 3% from your payment button. You set that payment button to be 3%, and then you're getting paid at $0 net cost to you, and that's sort of how that works. That's how you can use the system to get paid electronically and to recover all of the charge card fees. Now, the final thing I want to show you about BizPayo is there's a new feature in BizPayo called the engagement tool. And this is basically, it takes the ease of online payments that I just showed you, the ability to get paid online and to get paid at $0 net cost, and allows you to sort of set it to autopilot. Because what the Engage tool does is in sort of one click, it allows you to engage a client to get paid, to get payment authorization, and to set up recurring payments. So I want to show you how it would look if you were going to engage a new client. So I'm going to put a BizPayo, the BizPayo dashboard here on your screen. And I'm going to log in like I'm a BizPayo user. We'll pretend that I am Beacon Financial. And we'll pretend that I am getting ready to engage a new client. Maybe this is somebody that I spoke to on the phone, it's somebody I met in person, whatever it is. I'm ready to initiate doing business with this person and send them an engagement agreement so that we can start working together. And so what you see up on my screen here is just an example of an engagement agreement that I might send. We're sending this to Bob Smith. This one's just an example. You probably have one that you're using in your firm. Maybe you use different ones, whether it's an individual client or a business client. Different states have different rules. The point is you have your own. This one here is just an example. But let's say we're sending this to Bob, somebody I spoke to, and this engagement agreement sort of outlines the services that I'd be providing for him. And then at the bottom are the fees that he'd be paying to me. It's going to be a $500 initial payment, and then he's going to be paying me $250 monthly ongoing as outlined above. So the engagement agreement outlines all the services that I'm going to be providing to him as well as what the fees are going to be. So if I'm ready to send this to Bob, certainly I could print this as a Word document. I could print it out and I could mail it to him and then wait for him to sign it and fax it back to me and wait for the check to come in the mail. Or I could use the new engagement tool in BizPayo, which makes it a lot easier. So when I come into the BizPayo dashboard, now all I need to do is hit this Engage button. And the system's going to walk me through 3 simple steps to send this engagement to this client. So the first thing I'll do is just enter the dollar amount that I'm getting paid right now upon the acceptance of my services. And in the agreement I'm sending to Bob, he's going to pay me $500 initially. The next thing it's going to ask me is if this client is going to be paying me recurring. I'm going to have scheduled payments from this client, and the answer is yes. I want to set up recurring payments of $250 every month from this client. No end date. He's going to be paying me every month. And then the final step is just for me to upload my agreement proposal. So I'm just going to go out to my computer and I'm going to upload this agreement that we were just looking at. And when I hit continue, we'll pop his name in here and his email address in here. So let's say this is Bob West. Maybe he's bob@west.com. And when I hit send, the system is going to send this engagement off to Bob. And at this point, he'll receive an email that's going to have a link. It's going to allow him to read over the engagement. He can even download the engagement and save it and choose if he wants to accept or decline it. If he chooses to accept it, the system will then have him e-sign the agreement and enter his payment method. He'll get those 2 payment options like we saw at the beginning to either pay me by e-check, which would be a totally free option, or he can elect to pay me by charge card, in which case he would pay me 3% since that's what I have my button set to. Of course, you set your button to be whatever you want it to be. So he puts in his payment method that he's going to authorize me to pay him for. He'll review it again. He knows he's paying me $500 now and $250 recurring. And then it's all set. I'll receive an email letting me know that he has accepted the agreement. And if I go under my engagements now, I'll see that he's now in here. So Bob West has accepted this agreement. He's this first line at the top. His status is accepted. And when I come in to see a little bit more information about him, I can see a link to the agreement I sent to him. The copy of the agreement will always live here inside of his information, all of the information about the payments he's paying to me, and then the option to go ahead and set up his recurring payments. And then after that, I'm all set. The system is going to automatically bill him every single month since that's the agreement that we set to. I can change that if I want to make it quarterly payments or annual payments. You can customize that completely. But the point is, in a simple step, I was able to send this engagement out, and when he accepted it, I now can set up the recurring payments, and I have everything basically, like I said, sort of set to autopilot. I don't need to be chasing him every month to sort of make payment to me or keeping track of all of that. It's all done inside the system. And on top of that, all of the engagements will always live inside of the BizPayo dashboard forever as well. So we see Bob West here at the top, but all of these other people that we see listed here are other engagements I've sent out that have been accepted or pending or declined, and I'll always have a repository of all of these engagements forever. They'll always live inside of my BizPayo dashboard. So anyone who, the reason I am mentioning BizPayo as our final tool as part of what we're going over in today's webinar is because anyone who has a Build Your Firm website is eligible to use BizPayo. It takes about 2 minutes to sign up. You can do it at bizpayo.com. There is a licensing fee to use this tool if you're not a platinum level website. So if you have a platinum level website with us, your BizPayo is completely free for you to use. If you don't have a platinum level website, then it is a licensing fee of $19.99 a month as a standalone service. So I know everyone who's listening is already a website subscriber. So if you're platinum, BizPayo is completely free for you to use. You can use it alongside any other tools that you're already using. If you currently have a credit card machine in your office, or you sometimes use PayPal, that's totally fine. You don't have to choose one or the other. So we do have a lot of clients who opt in to use BizPayo just because it's available to you, and then you can sort of keep it as an option in your back pocket. Maybe you're not accepting online payments right now, and you're thinking about doing it. You want to be able to do it for the upcoming tax season. Getting paid electronically is a lot faster. Using Upcharge technology means you can do it at essentially $0 net cost. So we do have a lot of people who will opt in to use it just to have it in case, and then usually once they start using it, then they really like it and it becomes their main method of billing. But on top of that, there's no other costs for BizPayo. There's not batch costs. There's no monthly minimums that you need to do or transaction fees. Beyond that, what we've already talked about, you don't have to be doing a certain amount of money on it every single month. There's no other costs beyond that. So bizpayo.com, I will send a link to you after today's webinar. That's where you would go to sign up. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to sign up, so it's really, really quick. So like I said, most clients opt in to do it because it only takes a few minutes to get signed up, and then you have it in your back pocket as an option. But I have my direct email up here on the screen, which is Callie@buildyourfirm.com, as well as the support team's email, which is support@buildyourfirm.com. For those of you that I was mentioning, if you needed your logins for Protected Exchange or to get into the client dashboard, you can just let us know and we can help you. But what I want to do now is actually move on to questions. So I'm not sure if Nita is on to help us go through questions. If not, I'm happy to sort of filter through them myself. So let's see what questions we have here.
No, I'm on. Hi, Callie. Hi, everyone. So a couple of questions we have is, do you recommend posting to Facebook as well as LinkedIn, and how often?
So if I were going to suggest that you use, you're going to dedicate time to just one social media, the one that I always suggest is LinkedIn. It's the one that we find the most valuable overall for accountants, just because, it is a place where you can connect with other professional contacts. And I would suggest that you're posting somewhere between 2 to 4 times a month is a good place to be. You don't need to overwhelm and be posting every single day and logging in all of the time, but you want to post enough that if somebody comes to your LinkedIn profile, your last post wasn't 3 months ago, which in internet time is like an eternity. As far as Facebook, it's not that we don't recommend Facebook. We do have a lot of clients that use Facebook and are successful with it. My suggestion is usually if you're somebody who already is using Facebook, like you're comfortable with Facebook, you know how to use it, it's not a totally new platform that you have to use, you already have professional relationships and contacts on that platform, then it's definitely a great place to get started, to put what Facebook calls a Facebook page for your profile and to start putting content out there. The other nice perk about Facebook is that it kind of can toggle a little bit on the line of local listing. It's certainly not a powerful local listing like Google business or Yelp, but because you do put in your physical address into your Facebook page, sometimes it does provide that added benefit. So that's a long-winded answer, but really LinkedIn is the one that we suggest, but Facebook is a great one too, and I would say post somewhere between 2 to 4 times a month.
And we have a question about newsletters. So Peter had wanted to know, would it be okay to send it out more, weekly as opposed to just once or twice a month, and wondering if that would be a better effect with the clients.
Yeah, that's a good question. So with newsletters, what I always sort of say is, it's a little bit of a balancing act. You want to be putting your newsletters out enough that there's some consistency, that, people becomes a little bit used to seeing you in the inbox, and that they know that when they click a link from you, there's going to be like valuable information in there about their taxes, about their business. But then you can skew the other way, and you don't want to overpost where you're hitting them so much that they're just going to opt out and unsubscribe from your emails. So during your heavier times when people are really thinking about your services, maybe in the upcoming tax season, it's certainly not, wouldn't be over the top to be sending newsletters more often, be sending it, every other week, or even maybe as much as every week. I don't know if that would be the best mode to go year round, because it just might be hitting people too much. We all do already get a lot of email. So like I said, it's sort of a balancing act. But I would say this time of year, as you're gearing up for tax seasons, people are really thinking about you and your services. It makes sense to maybe be sending a little bit more, and then to dial it back to maybe once a month when you're more in your off season.
So I guess just to clarify, Peter meant weekly to prospects only. He would just do monthly to clients. So just clarifying on his question.
Okay.
I think you answered it.
Yeah.
So Ryan wants, Ryan wants to know, do you have to log into your account every time you want to send a secure file, or is it an icon to put on the desktop?
Yep, so it is a web-based application, so it is a URL that you go to. What I suggest to our clients is you just shortcut the link on your desktop, so that you would have a link, you'd have basically an icon on your desktop that you click that would open the web application. And then, depending on what browser you're using, once you've logged in once, as I'm sure you know, it's gonna remember your information. So you do have to click log in, but all of your information will auto-populate into it. So that's the way that I usually suggest you do it, is just put a shortcut on your desktop for it. And if you don't know how to do that, feel free. You can see my email here. You can email me, and I'll walk you through it.
And then I don't know if there's any other questions. I know Jennifer Dam had asked a question about credit card fees and debit credit, and I did answer that for you, that they're the upcharge, surcharge, convenience fee technology is just for the credit card feature, but I don't know if that answered your question, so I'm kind of throwing it back out there to see if it did.
Okay, great. I do see a question about it being recorded, and we are recording this, so this will be available for you to watch later if you want, or if you have somebody in your office that you want to be able to see it as well. I think that pretty much does it. Nita, if you don't see any other ones.
Oh, they did. Yeah, just somebody did want to know if they could get the PDF of this, of your presentation today.
Sure, I can send that out. Yep, I can send out a PDF of this. That's not a problem. I'll send that out to you probably separately, because I probably won't be able to attach it to the email that gets sent to you after the webinar, but I can send it to you afterwards. Not a problem. So if that does it, Nita and I will stay on for just a few more minutes in case any other lingering questions come on. Otherwise, you have my email here on the screen, so feel free to shoot me an email with any questions that you might have. Otherwise, I just want to thank you for joining us for today's webinar. I hope this helped you get to know some of the tools that come with your website a little bit more, and hopefully if you weren't already taking advantage of them, it'll make you feel a little more empowered to use some of these tools that are available to you with your website. So thanks for joining us. We'll hang on for just a few more minutes just in case any other questions come through.